On May 2, 1968, while serving with the 5th Special Forces Group in Vietnam, Roy Benavidez, a staff sergeant at the time, displayed extraordinary heroism during one of the most remarkable rescues of the Vietnam War. That morning, a 12-man Special Forces reconnaissance team was inserted deep into enemy-controlled jungle to gather intelligence on a large North Vietnamese force. Shortly after landing, the team came under intense fire and was surrounded. Multiple helicopters attempted to extract them, but were driven back by heavy small arms and anti-aircraft fire. Monitoring the situation by radio at his forward operating base, Sergeant Benavidez volunteered to board a returning helicopter for another rescue attempt, despite knowing the landing zone was under withering enemy fire. Without hesitation, and armed only with a knife, he leapt from the hovering helicopter and sprinted 75 meters through open ground, immediately being hit in the leg, face, and head. Ignoring his wounds, he reached the trap team, took command, and organized their defense. He threw smoke to mark the landing zone, carried and dragged the wounded to the helicopters, and provided covering fire as the extraction began. Sergeant Benavidez then raced to recover classified documents from the body of the team leader. While doing so, he was hit again, this time by small arms fire to his abdomen and grenade fragments to his back. At around the same time, the pilot was killed and the helicopter crashed. Sergeant Benavidez, now severely wounded, returned to help survivors from the wreckage. Despite grenade and gunfire erupting all around him, he placed the injured in a defensive perimeter and distributed water and ammunition, all while encouraging his men to keep fighting. Wounded repeatedly by grenade fragments and in hand-to-hand combat, he continued to direct airstrikes and gunship fire, called in a second rescue attempt, and carried the wounded one by one to safety. While escorting a wounded man, Sergeant Benavidez spotted 2 enemy soldiers rushing the awaiting helicopter. With the door gunner unable to fire on them, Sergeant Benavidez neutralized them both. Even after sustaining wounds to nearly all of his body, Sergeant Benavidez made one final trip through enemy fire to recover the last of the wounded and ensure all sensitive materials was retrieved or destroyed. Only when every man was aboard did he finally allow himself to be pulled into the helicopter, barely conscious and covered in blood. Sergeant Benavidez was so badly wounded following the 6-hour battle that he was told he would never walk again, but he refused to accept this. Through sheer determination, he fought to regain his strength and eventually walked once more. For his actions that day, Roy Benavidez was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross, which was later upgraded to the Medal of Honor in 1981. Following a long rehab, Roy Benavidez returned to active duty and served in the Army until 1976, when he retired as a Master Sergeant. He passed away on November 29, 1998, at the age of 63.